Hi, everybody. It's basically go time for this cold forecast we've been tracking starting this weekend into Dr. Martin Luther King Monday. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill coming to you from the Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington area. And one thing I want to make clear, and I begin with it, weekend cold grips Northwest and the USA. This is Monday's high temperature map. And notice in purple, this is a huge air mass. It extends literally from the east coast of the United States all the way back into Idaho with some of the coldest weather in purple. And then in blue, we're just kind of on the back edge of it on the west side. But remember, we do expect to pull an east wind through the gorge, which will bring us cooler air than we otherwise would have. For the most part, we're on the outside looking in, but not entirely. Again, these are high temperatures showing high. Is this, yeah, Atlanta, Georgia. This would be Monday down in Atlanta. High temperatures only around freezing. And you may have heard one of the news stories, they moved the presidential inauguration ceremony in D.C., which is normally outside on, the terrace or whatever you want to call it, of the Capitol. They moved that indoors because of the cold weather. It looks like D.C. will only be up to about looks like DC, I think they're expected to be 20 degrees at most for a high temperature that day. You can see the sub-zero temperatures out across much of the country. So, an update on the east wind picture, what we expect. Are we going to be in record low temperature here in our area, mainly in the Portland area? I'll take a look at those low temperatures all coming up. Okay, let's start with that. So here we go. Now, east winds will start to blow tomorrow. We'll take a closer look at that. East winds make it really tough to pinpoint a temperature because the difference of having no wind and having wind can be a good 10 degrees or at least 5 degrees. So your forecast low is really dependent on exactly what the winds are doing. But in blue, I don't think any of these numbers will even be approached. The record low, site specific for PDX in Portland, Saturday morning is 10. Sunday morning's low is 18, Monday morning's low is 15, and then the low on Tuesday and Wednesday are both 9 degrees. Wow. My forecast, 30, maybe 29 or 28 Saturday morning in Portland, 27 Sunday, 26 and Monday would be the coldest temperature of this season so far. The coldest we have been was December 2nd, it was 27 degrees, and December 3rd, it was 28. Those are the only 2 days we've been below 30 this entire fall winter season, which is kind of crazy. So if we go 27, 26, 26, 28, by far, this will be the lengthiest stretch of a hard freeze that we have had so far this winter season, and something you want to make sure your garden hoses are disconnected outdoors and that type of thing, and just protect things that would be succumb to the actual cold. East winds will start to blow, and again, we'll get more into that. Normal low at PDX, by the way, this time of the year is 36 degrees. Okay, here's the wind picture. This is courtesy, this is just a snapshot, but this is courtesy of KGW TV's Futurecast model. And this is tomorrow at 2:08 in the afternoon. Now, in red, these are wind gusts potentially reaching up to about 40 miles per hour, or at least 35 in the gorge. Notice the arrows. In Troutdale, this is east winds blowing into Troutdale through the gorge, gusting to 30 miles per hour. And then some noticeable winds, but nothing bad. 11 miles per hour northeast to east wind in Astoria, 11 mile per hour kind of north to northeast wind down in Salem. Where you see the yellow fingers, these are 20 plus mile per hour kind of splintering areas of wind. And you folks in Yamhill County often are one of the wind tunnels that picks up more wind away from the gorge in most areas. You can see that right here, going through northern Marion, down into Yamhill County right here. And there's, a little bit of wind in Astoria, a little bit of wind even down in Lincoln City. But mostly in terms of gusty winds, this is with proximity to the gorge. Again, more on that wind picture coming up. One of you asked about the wind chills. So here's the good old fashioned wind chill chart, courtesy of the National Weather Service and NOAA. And what I've done is circled. So here's the wind and here's the temperatures. So let's say you have no wind at your place. The coldest nights will be Sunday and Monday and maybe Tuesday mornings. Let's say you have no wind at your place and your temperature then would get down to 25 or 20 at the coldest. I'm talking about valley temperatures, and for the most part, even in the gorge itself. If you have no wind, to about 10 miles per hour at most, your wind chill factor would be 9 to 15. But the reality is, for you to get down to 20 degrees, you're not going to have any wind. So there'd be no wind chill. But at most, let's say low 20s to 25, 10 mile per hour wind chill factor would be 9 to 15. Okay, let's say you live in an area where you're getting east winds and your overnight low is going to be 30 to 35. Well, your wind chill actually isn't that bad. As low as 15 to as cold as 22. You know, I don't think people realize this, but that you don't really get just an exponentially horrifically bad wind chill until you get temperatures well down below freezing. I mean, you've got to get, I mean, here's if you got to 20 degrees and the wind was blowing at 60 miles per hour, the wind chill is -4. 0 degrees, 60-mile-per-hour wind, -33. You can easily Google this chart, by the way, and save it on your laptop, whatever, and have it yourself. Now, during the day, I think we're going to hit 40 or better. So at 40 or better with a 10-mile-per-hour wind, yeah, it's going to feel closer to freezing. 20-mile-per-hour wind, 25-mile-per-hour wind, it's going to get a little bit below freezing, but that gives you an idea. There's certainly going to be a chill in the air. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely, there's going to be a chill to the air that we haven't really felt that much so far this year. Okay, quick shout out to the Momentus Wealth Podcast. Thank you very much. They sponsor this YouTube video, my forecast work. You can listen to their investment podcast topics. They have a whole library to choose from. You can Google this on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. Easy to find. You'll search their library, pick the one that you want. Brought to you by local firm Momentus Wealth Management, licensed in Oregon and Washington. That's the financial firm, by the way, that I use, have for years. Highly, highly recommend them. Okay, well, so the big picture is I'm talking about mostly low temperatures. So the overnight low tonight will depend on if we clear out. So it's 2:41 in the afternoon. The coast will see freezing numbers tonight, 30, 32. Everybody's clear. There's Depot Bay, there's Gearhart. The gorge clearing, there's Hood River. You'll get cold. You'll be freezing tonight. But in the valley, some breaks over the Dundee Hills. Still foggy at Willamette Valley. Camas Meadows just starting to break out. Lewis River up in southwest Washington starting to break out. You get up in elevation 1,500 feet, they're clearing. There's Hood River again clearing. Oregon City not. There's Three Rivers Golf Course up in Cowlitz County clearing out nicely. But downtown Portland still cloudy. Just some breaks starting to develop. So I think odds are good. Portland will continue to clear enough to where we will get down to freezing tonight. But you folks in Salem, here's Willamette Valley Vineyards. You may stay cloudy and not clear. And if you do, then you may actually stay above freezing tonight. So that's the reason I'm showing you those live cameras. You know, this time of the year, whenever we have zero wind, whenever we have good fog and low cloud cover in the morning in the valley and zero wind, it's just tough to clear. And that was the case that we had today. Okay, more on this big air mass. These are the low temperature projections from the American GFS model for Sunday morning. Again, 1 degree in Des Moines, Iowa. But about 30, it says here in Portland. That's not bad. 32 down in around Medford. Again, we're on the outside of the coldest patch of air. Now, here is Sunday afternoon highs. Again, here's the coldest air in purple. 12 degrees in Chicago. 30s for highs in North Texas. Atlanta, Georgia, 42. Again, we're on the outside looking in. This green area is generally temperatures in the 40s, which is where we will be in the afternoon. Remember, because of the east wind and the dryness of this air, we expect to be perfectly clear this weekend once we clear all areas out of valley fog tomorrow morning. So that's going to allow afternoons to warm up. Here is the high temperatures on Dr. Martin Luther King Monday. Still frigid air gripping the country. Again, highs in Washington, D.C. only around 20. They moved the inauguration indoors. And then in green, here's 40s around Portland, but it even shows some 50-degree temperatures down in places like Coos Bay and North Bend and southwestern corner of our state. Again, we're on the outside, kind of looking in. Here is the actual pinpointed temperatures. This is the national blended model forecast from the National Weather Service. And I'm just going to play this into tomorrow morning. What's it show? It shows, Seattle 30, 28, Portland 30, 28, 29, 31 down through 29 to 31 down through Lane County, freezing temperatures at the coast. And then 12, 18, 16, 26 degrees out in eastern Oregon, similar numbers in eastern Washington. Here is, again, daytime highs will get up into the 40s here on the west side of our state. Here's Sunday morning. It's going to show you about the same, a little bit cooler, 27, 31 up around Seattle, 28, 27, 27, 28. Again, these are the main reporting sites. There absolutely will be spots in the valley over this weekend that have no wind and clear skies, especially Sunday and Monday mornings, where low temperatures will at least get down to 22, 23. I'll be stunned if we don't have that. So if you're in one of those spots and you know who you are, hey, we're normally a little bit colder, We normally don't get an east wind. I would bank on 22, 23, at least 24 degrees. Okay. And then freezing temperatures at the coast, and you kind of get the drill. And there's not going to be really any warm up of note in terms of overnight lows all the way into Monday. Here's Monday again. 26, in fact. It shows up around Seattle, 28, 29, 27, 26 in the Willamette Valley, freezing at the coast, 30, 32, 29. There's 24 out in the Dalles, 27 in the Hood River. Again, low teens, 11, 12, 11, 15, 13 out in Eastern Oregon and similar numbers. 9 degrees, that's up in northeastern Washington. So again, a lot of cold weather. What about the wind? Okay, no wind today. This is this afternoon. There's no wind, right? Okay. Here's tomorrow. Watch the blue bubble out in the gorge. That is east winds developing during the day. And let me scroll down and make sure I got my yeah. So when you have the blue colors, here's at least 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. This is in the West Gorge, blowing into East Multnomah County, parts of East Clark, East Clackamas counties. Okay. This doesn't really show the winds ever getting out of hand. In fact, it's a little bit lower than what I was thinking when I looked at all this as a forecaster some days back. Again, here's winds gusting less than 30. Is that possible Sunday afternoon? And then really not much wind at the coast. And all in all, in the valley, not much wind either. Remember, I was thinking downslope east winds over the Cascades. If you look at the isobars, the pressure gradients, Sunday and Monday. This model's not showing that. Now it is. Now, okay, here's Sunday night. Just what I was talking about. Perfect timing. Just worked out this way. See where now there's some wind over the Cascades. There's a little bit of downsloping wind developing Sunday night into Monday. Now this keeps it pretty much in the foothill communities of the Cascades. It doesn't. There's a little bubble out in parts of Yamhill County mainly, getting some 20, 25 mile per hour potential winds. That's Monday afternoon. And then if we play this into Tuesday, you're going to see the east winds disappear, which is what this shows. So Tuesday's the day that that big high, the cold air dominating our country, starts to push farther east, starts to move off of the East Coast. We start to get a Pacific high moderation moving in. And that's why the east winds would really fade away starting Tuesday during the day. Okay. How cold? I think up on Mount Hood, each day at pass level has a chance to be somewhere around 30 or warmer. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We'll see. Absolutely dry. Overnight lows at least down to about 20. Could be some teens. Timberline was 15 this morning. So absolutely, if you're traveling over the Cascades, now passes will be mainly dry. Here's some melted snow, a little bit of wet conditions on Highway 26, but overall the passes look clean, right? But really frigid at night. So make sure you have some blankets with you in case you have car trouble and that type of thing. Okay. That was my Mount Hood forecast, by the way, courtesy of Hillcrest Sports Shop for all your skiing and boarding needs. They're located in Gresham here in the Portland area. They sponsor my Mount Hood ski forecast page on my weather site, portlandweather.com. Great information on this page. Here's a look at my city forecast. Let's go around the horn. So Medford, all dry. Everybody's all dry, right? This shows dry through Thursday. Lowest temperatures, 23 Saturday morning, 24 Sunday morning, 30 Monday morning, 26 Tuesday morning. Daytime highs primarily in the 40s. Okay. Central Oregon, we're going to see some cold lows. 15 tonight. Wow. 21 Sunday morning. And then a little bit of moderation. 24 Monday, 24 Tuesday. Daytime highs Saturday and Sunday only in the 30s. And maybe Monday stays shy of 40 degrees. Okay. All right. I'm curious. Let's go out to Pendleton. What do they show here? High of 36 Saturday, 32 Sunday, 34 Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Low temperatures generally around 20. All right. I mean, it's cold, but it's not like we're shattering records or anything, right? Up in Seattle, all dry. First chance of rain shows up Thursday. Overall, the first chance of rain that we're looking at, by the way, is Friday of next week. Seattle starts to pick that up during the day, Thursday, potentially. Overnight lows, 28 to freezing. Daytime highs around 40 through your weekend. Generally speaking, a lot of sun. Here's Salem. 26 Sunday, a little bit of moderation, 31, 31. This will be driven by what the winds are doing, as we mentioned. Just prepare for 20s and cold, right? Okay. North Bend, what we got? Overnight lows 30, 35, 37, getting above normal going into Monday. Remember that one model in the southwest pocket of Oregon on Dr. Martin Luther King Monday showed moderation? Well, there's 53 Sunday and 51 down there on Dr. King Day on Monday. Astoria, there's no way. But not that cold. 48 Sunday, 48 on Monday. Again, the coast now you're getting away from the main east wind out of the gorge, and you're even getting farther away from what the cold air core is. Here's my Portland forecast, courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros. So trying to get some sun out there this afternoon. I showed you most of us are failing. Right now, Portland's 41, so it's chilly out. For the weekend, any valley fog will go away, and I really think Portland has a good chance to wake up with clear skies in the morning. But you folks in Salem, waking up to fog, but you'll lose it as those winds definitely pick up. So we'll go 30, 44. Maybe I almost lowered this to 29 or 28, but you get the idea. It's freezing. And then with some wind, 27 Sunday morning, 26 Monday morning, with no wind, colder. And then the east winds start to calm and get out of here Tuesday. But we're still really cold. We potentially have lows in the 20s all the way into Thursday morning. And maybe Thursday is warmer. Maybe Thursday you can make the case is nearing 50 in parts of the valley. We're really out of the cold weather, just the chilly nights. So we'll see. And then the next chance of rain is on Friday. All right. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps me out. You'll be notified when I post. For now, I thank you for watching. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. I'll probably talk to you on Sunday. Have a good weekend.